Good morning and welcome to another episode of My PI Dream. Today is Monday. Monday is day 19. Day 19 of the build schedule out at Villa Feliz. Today's an exciting day for me, but then again, every day is an exciting day for me when we're doing building. But today, oh my goodness, guys, give me a break. Today, we are actually going to be working on the tie beams. We're going to finish up doing the trench digging, which shouldn't take very long. And I'm hoping we can actually get into rebar construction that's going to do the connections between the columns and the and the tie beams. So anyway, I just want to make a mention that today is a milestone for My PI Dream. As I was answering viewers' comments this morning, we went over 500 subscribers on our website. So I want to thank you, all the subscribers, and your referrals and your sharing and getting other folks to actually join us here on My PI Dream. I hope you're enjoying all the videos that I'm posting and you're finding it entertaining and you're actually getting some information on it. So anyway, I need to get out to the job site. I'm excited today. I want to get out there and I want to see what progress we're going to get through today. And oh, also, this week, I'm hoping to get some information back from Toyota Pasig about hopefully having some wheels here before long. And then on Friday, it's World BEX, World BEX up in Manila. My contractor and I will be going up there for viewing of new home building supplies and techniques and technology. So look forward, this is going to be a big week. So anyway, let me get out to the job site or I'll keep rambling on here. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Tess. How are you today?
I'm good.
They're good. What's for dinner tonight, Tess? Pork adobo? I always love pork adobo. Yeah. So tonight, one and what? Do you have anything else? Your cooking is so good. It's gonna make me go back to my bigger pants size. So only one.
Pork adobo and vegetables.
Oh, pork and vegetable. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Squash with beans.
Oh.
And alamang tawag sa alamang.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. Pork adobo and vegetables for me. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good.
Good. Very good. Maybe some chips today again, okay? Chips? What? Oh, the sticks. You see the sticks there? The cheese sticks. Give me one of the cheese sticks. And
Alibaba.
Oh, you see the crunchy corn chips on the bottom, the green one, and one of those.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Oh yeah.
Alibaba.
Alibaba.
Sweet corn.
Alibaba.
Alibaba.
When I open that, is a genie gonna pop out of there?
14.
Awesome. Thank you, Yolanda. Have a wonderful day. Morning. How are you today? Anyway, did you see those cheese sticks that I just got from Yolanda? And they're made by a company called Oishi. And Oishi in Japanese, as you know, or may not know, is like delicious. And everything I've gotten by the company Oishi has always been delicious. So. Are you looking at me? Are you looking at me? Are you looking? Okay. All right. You have a nice day. Good morning, Bo. Hi. Good morning. Going to work. Hey, you have a wonderful day. So those are the workers on Eric's farm out there. Remember, Eric was supposed to take me to Eric was supposed to take me to his other sugarcane farm, but I got a text message from him yesterday. He's having some problems with his tractor, and the tractor was broken, and he was so apologetic. And he said he's trying to get it fixed, and he was really trying to get his tractor fixed yesterday so he could take me out to the other plantation. But I understand these things, and I said, don't worry about it, we'll get out another time. So if we get an opportunity to go out to Eric's other farm, or even this one here, once they start digging it up, we'll make that part of the video as well. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Dolores, how are you today?
Fine.
How are you today? Where's Dennis?
Dennis.
Oh, I don't want to interrupt you. Dennis gave me a ride yesterday. Hey, Dennis. Good morning. I wanted to thank you so much for giving me the ride out to the site yesterday. It was perfect. I got there just on time. Perfect. Anyway, I am on site. Or I am not on site. I'm actually in the development, headed out to the site. So I slept this morning and spoke with the guard, and I'm like, I need my morning intel brief, and and we still got to work on that one. Anyway, I asked him if we had any deliveries, and sometimes deliveries come quite early in the morning, and that's a lot of time we'll get things like lumber or some wood or some gravel or something like that. And there was nothing that was delivered this morning. I am expecting today, though, I'm expecting a delivery of concrete. We won't need the concrete until probably Wednesday, but we need to start. We pretty much exhaust all the concrete on Saturday when we did the footing pour. So we have plenty of rock, as you know, plenty of sand, as you know, and but we're out of concrete. So my builder said that's supposed to be delivered today. So I expect that. Anyway, something that came to my mind yesterday that I wanted to bring up today. As you know, whenever I get anything that is different from what I know about how to grow things or build things back in my home country of the US, I like to share that with everybody here on the channel. And yesterday I was visiting my friend Manny. Manny, he lives right outside the gate, and when you go outside the gate, it's just a couple of houses over in that direction. And he's a master electrician, and one of his family members, one of his relatives, actually lives in the very first apartment of the 5 apartments that I live in. And he and I are always chatting about, because we both like building things and fixing things. And I stopped by his place yesterday on the way going home. And something he mentioned to me was of great interest to me, because it had to do with coconut trees. Because I showed him the picture of the Bahay Kubo at our lot, and I showed him, I got all these coconut seedlings that I'm going to be planting, and Manny says to me, and he points over to the side, he says, oh, I have another one. Do you want another one? I'm like, no, Manny, I've got 6 already. My backyard probably can only support but maybe 3. So anyway, he was explaining some things about coconut trees, because I looked, and he has, oh my goodness, he has in his backyard, I'm gonna say, I don't know, 10 if there's one coconut trees in his backyard. Of course, his backyard is extremely big, and it's probably, his backyard alone is the size of my entire lot with the house. And good morning. So anyway, what he was telling me, I was looking at all the coconut trees, and you could see the root ball. The root ball on the coconut trees were up out of the ground, around, I'd say at least a ½ meter, and the ball was sticking way up high. And I said, Manny, I said, you know, I've seen that before. What's the deal with that? And what he explained to me was that a lot of people, when they first put the seedling in the ground, they just leave it. And they leave it, you know, where a little bit of the top of the coconut shell is sticking out, and they just let it grow from there. And they don't do anything for retransplanting later on. And he said the proper technique is when you actually put the seedling in the ground, it says you let it grow for a while. He says, and then when it gets to a certain height, and I need to find out what that height is, he says you dig it up and you make the hole bigger, And he said you dig the hole and it's like, he said about 1.5 meters to up to 2 meters, so that the whole root ball is very far down inside the ground. So when you see the trunk of the coconut, that's all you see is the trunk. You don't see the root ball. So I'm gonna do a little bit more research on that just to verify, because I definitely don't want the root ball sticking up above. These are some absolutely beautiful. Good morning. These are some absolutely beautiful palms that this owner has out here. I certainly want to find out what variety these are, and I definitely want to plant some of these at the yard over at Villa Feliz. I told you in one of the earlier videos, the one that's over there, I had something very similar to that in the U.S. and I live, my home in the U.S. is located in the southeast in the state of South Carolina, and it's near the coast, and the climate is generally milder there than it is in anywhere. And once you get about 20 to 30 miles inland, the climate and the temperatures change, but it's very mild near the coast. But I tried doing that, and that's probably a different variety than the one that I had, but the leaves on the very end, the prawns and all, they look the same. And it was called the foxtail palm, and I bought a bunch of those one spring. Good morning. I bought a bunch of those one spring, and I planted them, and they did extremely well all summer, and they were beautiful. But around December, when the very first frost hit, it just knocked them out, and I lost every one of them. So, but here, it's really kind of like summer, 365 days of the year. Even though they have a winter, it's a very mild winter, and I think the winter is like when the temperatures are in the mid-70s or something like that. Before I take my little hike through the trail back, I just want to show you this tree. You see this big tree right here? This whole area right back at this tree? That tree is the star apple tree that the workers out here on Saturday, if you remember, at the very end of the day, I was leaving and they were cutting down the apple, and they shared the fruit with me. I have to tell you, I've never tasted anything like that in my life. Not to be exaggerating, but I have not tasted anything like that. And if the tree, it's a huge, you see how huge the tree is, and I still think there's a lot more growing that it actually does. And I have to see if there is a dwarf variety of the star apple, because I would love to have one of those inside my backyard. I think we're gonna have to do a lot of dwarf type trees. Like they have dwarf coconuts, they have dwarf mango, and I hope that there is something of a variety of the dwarf star apples. We'll see. If I get a chance today, I think what I'm going to do is look for some seedlings that are just starting in some of the areas around the community. They're all over the place. They're like growing in cracks of sidewalk. I mean, papayas. I pulled out a couple of papayas. You see this papaya right here? Which I think this one was probably planted, because there's one about the same distance right here. And although this is the lot that's actually directly behind my lot. This is a neat lot, but if you had to actually build on it, the slope is such that you would either have to dig into it and basically kind of have a basement in the back of the house or on the side, or there's a little bit more challenge. And the slope on the road, I'll show you the slope on the road in a minute. There's some restrictions inside here that says things about grading, and there's some restrictions. You can't do more grading than a certain percentage of the actual natural grading of the subdivision itself. But what I was saying is, there's so many opportunities just to grab some seedlings around here. I'm going to post a picture of my yard in the U.S. and you'll see, even though I live in the U.S., but I've dreamed all these years about living in the Philippines and in a more of a tropical environment where I can grow green things all year round. And I have in my yard in the U.S., I have banana plants all over the place. Now everybody's wondering, how do you get banana plants to go around here? Well, banana plants are actually really hardy. I mean, even when they freeze, because you can see all this here, and all this inside here, it's all water membrane. So if you live someplace that actually has a lot of frost, what'll happen is these will actually boom during the wintertime. They'll drop down, and even along the coastline in South Carolina, we get regular frost over the, well, I won't say regular. I said we'll get an occasional frost from early January until sometimes up until March. And so what'll happen is all my banana plants will, all the leaves, these leaves here, they'll turn super yellow. And what I do every winter, regardless, what I do is I cut them off right here, and there's just a stalk that sticks out of the ground. And if the frost isn't too bad and not for a long period of time, that the trunk of the banana plant will continue to provide those shoots when the spring comes out. So I'll have plants that are almost this size right here. You see this one? And what will happen is I'll have in the springtime, right at the top of it, which is probably around 7-8 foot tall, I'll have those big leaves popping out, and it looks like nothing ever died down over the wintertime, because they're so fast growing. And the nice thing about banana plants is they produce little baby seedlings like crazy, and you can propagate banana plants all over your yard. So take a look. I'll give it like this. This is new, and this came out of this one that was actually cut down. You see, somebody sliced it with like a knife or a machete, and it's already started growing again. And I'll show you over on my property, on my lot. I'll show you the ones that they had to cut down for when they were doing the excavation of the property. And I'll show you right now, already they're starting to propagate themselves. So a very neat plant to grow, and they're beautiful, and not too difficult to manage. Oh, this is new. Oh, they cleared out. This is actually the property line. Good morning.
Morning.
This is I told you every day's a surprise. This is kind of a change up in what I thought the plans were. I spoke with my builder on Saturday before he left, and I was asking, what's the plans for the week, and what's the plan for Monday morning? Because Monday morning's always exciting, because I'm a day away from the job site, and I really love being here on the job site. Well, anyway, it was supposed to be what these guys are actually doing down here, which is they're actually finishing up the trenching. Oh, they're actually putting rebar. Oh, I gotta get some pictures of that. They're actually starting to put the rebar in the trenching area that's complete. But not only are they doing the trenching and the rebar for the tie beams into the columns, they're also, if you look here and you look at them over there, they're actually digging. They continue on, which was like from day 1 or day 2. They're continuing the holes in the ground for the ouch, I don't know what that was at me. But they're also doing the holes in the ground for the fencing that's going to go. And I thought the fencing was going to be done at the very end, but I think what they're doing, they're trying to optimize the workforce. And I think my builder has set up specific tasks, because they don't need all of them inside the ground to do what these guys are doing. So instead of having people just sit around, he multitasks on the site, which is a good thing. Oh, is that Bruno Mars I hear over there? Bruno? So you can actually see they've already built some of the structure for the rebar for the tie beam. So let's hop down inside and kind of take a closer look and see what the rebar looks like. I think they make this on purpose, technically challenging for me to get down in this pit, so I don't go in the pit. So this is the beginning of the tie beam. This is like the very first step. And you can see what he's doing down here. He's doing the overlap, which is what's called a splice. And remember, we made the splices, especially on the vertical columns. We made the splices pretty large to give additional support for the column itself, so we don't have a weak point. What you'll see is when they actually pour the concrete for the tie beam, this is just 2 bars out of the full tie beam structure. They're just starting on this, but you see the trench down here. They're actually going to use the trench to act as the form, so they won't build any wood forms around for the concrete, to hold the concrete in and to cure it. They'll actually pour it right inside the ground because the ground is actually quite strong, and it'll act just like a form itself. I've done this before, and you'll see if I show you the pictures of the koi pond construction I did what's called bond beams at the base of the koi pond, and I used the earth itself as a form. Very effective. Let me correct something I said a little bit earlier. I said that they are over there. They're actually digging the holes for the foundation of the fence. So he's got them tasked out over there, while everybody in the pit is doing the preparation for the tie beams. And this actually isn't for the fence over here. What these guys are digging. I came back over here and I'm like, oh, this is a lot bigger than for a hole in the ground for a fence post. And what it is, I forgot. This is actually where the cistern is. The cistern will go down here. This is actually the lowest point. This is the lowest point in our yard. And the reason why we have the cistern back here, because the cistern is going to be very instrumental in providing 2 things. It's going to provide irrigation water for the yard, as well it's the place where all the runoff for any water that might be going down towards the garage, down the slope or the driveway going to the garage, and the garage itself, all the drainage system is going to go inside the cistern. And it's going to be, the cistern is actually going to be quite big, and there's going to be precautionary measures inside there for overflow, for manual overflow, as well as there will be a pump inside to assist with pumping water out. So I'm hoping that we have all of our bases covered when it comes to the ability to maintain a dry basement. So anyway, my builder just came to me. He just got online. He's been dealing with Bottleneck today. I guess it looks like we're kind of good on the electrical connection. So what he had to do, he actually go down and he had to pay for the temporary electrical connection. And he just brought it back to me. And as you can see, the bill is like 13,109.61 pesos. And what this covers is the electrical connection fee. Plus there's a 10,797.61. It's called a guaranteed deposit, and it will have to do with that's what they will return back to me, minus whatever electrical use that we use over this time period. And we're not going to come close to, I mean, just for saws and things that we need. And if I hook up my little laptop out here, we're not, I mean, it's going to be a fraction of what this is. So we should get a refund, and I don't know what the total amount will be at the end, but I will do an update when I actually get the final bill on this one, and then it'll be time to turn on the regular permanent power. So something this just reminded me of, since I just got this paid invoice from my contractor, is and I brought it up in one of the previous videos, make sure you keep accountability of everything that happens on your job site that has to do with your construction. For me, what I do is I have a spreadsheet. You see I have a spreadsheet here, and it breaks down all my costs of everything that we paid for, so that in the event when you get towards your completion and you're ready for your certificate of occupancy, that you have a good grasp and a good handle of everything that you've paid. And if there's any discrepancy, and I recommend you put the date, the amount, and what it's for, and if you can scan and have a PDF of whatever that bill is, which I'll do the same thing like for this document right here. So keep a good record of everything that you spend money on your build. Okay, something else I want to bring up. My builder said to me something really interesting just a little while ago. He asked me, he says, would I like to maneuver in my garage? And when he said maneuver, I wasn't quite sure what he was talking about. I'm like, you mean drive my truck around inside the bottom of the garage and turn around and things like that? He said, yeah, would you like to do that instead of putting up partition walls inside there, because the concrete hollow block is really not going to do anything for the strength of the foundation, because the foundation is made up of the tie beams, as I explained, and the columns. And I'm like, yeah, that would be really neat, because if you look at the size of this thing right here, you see this is the column right here, right? And then the other column is like way over here, and this whole area from here all the way to the back, this can all be open. This will be open, this will be open, and this area will be open. This is actually this whole area right here is the parking area. And over here is going to be, on this side, from this column right here over here, that's actually going to be a storage unit, a lockable storage unit. And then there'll be stairways that go from here, go right upstairs to the kitchen area. But there is going to be a lot, it's going to be like a parking garage down here. So the space here can be used just to maneuver the vehicle around, or if I need to set up a workshop for some of the gardening things I need to do, or workshop for maybe woodwork, because I also do woodwork. Remember I said we were going to use the trenches to pour the concrete in. Well, we have what I'm going to call a slight miscalculation, and these things happen when you're doing construction, and you just you fix it and then you press on. So for this miscalculation, it was when the heavy equipment came in, and they made the hole here. They made the hole a little bit deeper than what we had calculated for the depth of the basement. So when the crew did all the cutting for the tie beams, the tie beams actually should be all the way down inside the soil. You see the tie beams actually, you can see they start going up a little bit right there. And do you remember earlier I was talking about the the tie beams would be all in the trench, and then we pour concrete around the beam itself, using the trench itself as the form. Well, it looks like since the depth of the basement area cut out by the excavator is a little bit deeper, and it's not much deeper, but it's probably being in some places maybe 6 inches, and I'm going to show you another place where it's really deep, and we're definitely going to have to modify and adapt. The tie beams on this side, you'll see where the tie beams are supposed to be under the ground in the trenches. You see the level they are right here. So obviously we're not going to be able to pour concrete freely using the trenches on that. So what we're going to end up doing on this one, we're actually going to make forms that go around the tie beams here, and we'll call it a minor inconvenience. It's going to cost us a little bit more time, but these things happen with construction projects, and you correct it and you move on. The whole garage there's going to be a slight slope in the garage towards the back on that side, because that's the side where we're going to have the drainage. They're going to put drain pipes and all inside here in case any water makes it into the garage. So there's going to be a slight slope to the north side, which is back towards where the cistern is being dug right now. And they found this out after they had already cut all the trenching. And then they went and they did all the plumbing and the leveling of everything inside there for the exact depth that we need to be for the basement level. It was a miscalculation, and I'm going to call it a minor inconvenience, because what they're going to end up doing, it's not a showstopper. What we're going to have to do is actually build forms now. Remember I said we weren't going to have to build forms, now we're going to have to build forms. But it's not a big deal. It's going to cost a little bit of time and effort, but it's not a showstopper. So, and these things are going to happen anytime you're doing a build, especially if you're doing something as complex as what we're doing right here with a basement. There's not a lot of people that do basements, and digging into the ground like we're doing right here, you're going to expect a few inconsistencies that are going on. And then what happens, you deal with it and then you move on. The second thing that came up today, I did requested a follow-up from my car dealer up in Pasig, and he sent me, because I was supposed to take delivery of my vehicle tomorrow, on or about tomorrow. I think it was the 14th, and that's actually him right there. So he replied back to me. He went to LTO for the LTO is the office that's doing the registration. It's like the driver's license place, and they're actually going to give me the OR and the CR, which are things that you have to keep with the vehicle all the time. And they're not ready yet, and the schedule shows that they're still a little bit behind. And he showed me the schedule of all the people on there on the list that LTO sent to him as far as the dates. So we're going to be either 1 to 2 weeks behind on the delivery on the vehicle, and it's not a big deal. I don't need the vehicle right now. It's going to be a convenience when I get it here, but you see, I have no problem with doing the walking that I do on a day-to-day basis. And even when I get the vehicle, I'm going to be still doing a lot of walking, and I'm just going to be using it for long-haul kind of things, like when I go up to Alabang or Batangas City, looking at some of the big warehouses for moving some building material for the build here. So anyway, I just received a message back him, and he just told me in case it comes back earlier, he'll let me know, and I might be able to pick it up a little bit earlier. So it's, like I said, not a big deal. The same thing with the tie beams being at a higher level, and we're gonna have to do, not a big deal. So anyway, we're still moving forward, and that's the most important thing about home building, is you must continue moving forward. Well, as you can see, it's about 10 to 5. I think I'm going to wrap up here and head back towards the apartment. As you know, Tess said this morning she's got some stuff waiting on me for dinner, and it's usually about 5 o'clock, but she knows sometimes I get a little later, so she'll have it packaged up. I got to tell you, it is absolutely beautiful right here, right now. At 10 minutes to 5, it's the evening time. The temperature is just absolutely fantastic here. There's always a slight breeze around here, a nice cooling breeze. I think because we're up in the elevation around here, I can just imagine what it is going to be like when the house is complete. And then of course right here is going to be our back porch back here, and just coming out in the evening time and just admiring all the plants and the vegetation that's going to be planted all in this area, all back here, and my my 6 coconut trees. And it's just gonna be really nice. I really look forward to that, and I know my wife will as well. And I'm gonna call it a day. So anyway, if you enjoyed today's video down here at Villa Feliz, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And until tomorrow, which is going to be day 20 on the build here at Villa Feliz, that's going to be it for me on My PI Dream. Take care.